Hello viewers, welcome to Inside Politics with Shitu, live on Politics and Business Television, Abuja. You can always watch exclusive news stories from interviews with power brokers in Nigerian politics on our various social media platforms. Tonight, we will be discussing the messages in the independence speech of President Bola Ahmed Tinubu on Nigerian at 64. But I won't be doing that alone here in the studio. With me here is a grassroots politician from the northeast of the country and a former special advisor on media and publicity to the former governor of Gombe State, Dr. Ibrahim Hassan Dankwambo, Mr. Dairu Hassan Kira. Sir, you are welcome to Inside Politics with Shitu.
Thank you, and it's a pleasure.
Thank you. But before we delve into the main business of the day, let me once again congratulate the Nigerians, especially the resilient youth, for their perseverance and patience. You are the real MVP of our great nation. Once again, happy independence to Nigeria. Mr. Dahir, once again, you're welcome and happy independence, sir.
Thank you so much.
You're welcome. Yesterday, or should we stay with, we are still celebrating the independence, 64. And it's a great thing to celebrate, as we know. But the president of this country delivered his speech yesterday. There are a lot of mixed feelings and reactions on this president, this speech particularly. What could you see? How could you describe Mr. President's speech? Let's start by it.
Well, let me start by saying congratulations to all Nigerians. Even for noting everyone is alive, healthy, I think there's all needs to thank God for that and to congratulate ourselves. On the other side, Nigeria is 64 as an independent nation, and you could see the mood of Nigerians, the perception, the reactions, the misreactions, like you said. That would determine, and that what should maybe define the presidential speech. You know, a 64 individual should have been a kind of a grown person that you understand, have a kind of everything a human should have. And as a nation, we're 64, we lack so many things.
We lack so many things?
So many things. Let's just talk to ourselves. Let's just say the reality.
Okay.
You know, you said reactions. So far, so good. We made some substantial progress, but not as expected. The yearnings and aspirations of Nigerians, our forefathers, you understand, our pioneer leaders, they will come back to the world and see where the Nigeria has been stagnated. They won't be happy, and a kind of there should be a kind of causes and other things to the present generation of leadership. You know, so many people expect entirely something different in the speech, and myself too. Okay. I watched the speech from the start to the end, and I don't expect, with the prevailing situation in the country, with the higher expectations, yearnings of Nigerians, there's hunger in the land, people are dying, a lot of things are happening, very, very unprecedented in the history of Nigerian nationhood. And there are a lot of challenges, and these things are a kind of ripple reaction or ripple effects of the policies of the present administration. And this is 1 year so far in the journey, you understand. And still, like the president said, there's light at the end of the tunnel. But we are still at the middle of the tunnel. The way things are look like. You okay?
If you say we are still in the middle of the tunnel, that means we are not at the beginning of the tunnel again. Definitely, if the journey wants to start, you start the journey from somewhere. And definitely, gradually, you're moving moving. So if you are to say that we are in the middle, that means there is a progress.
You know, we run a democracy, a presidential democracy that runs in 2 terms. The first is 4 years, and eventually
You're
lucky you are contesting, and coming back you have another leg of 4 years. You understand?
Yeah.
A journey of 3 years, when you took a substantial 1 year into that journey, people will expect you to have moved to a kind of long distance. But the way things are look in Nigeria, people have been crying. Even the president said it categorically clear that Nigerians should be patient. You understand? He begged Nigerians. You understand? If someone is begging you, you know, there's something that he didn't provide. That's his own responsibility.
You know, like Mr. Dairo, you know, when you say someone is begging, the president is fully aware, because in his speech, I think the first paragraph he said that he is fully aware of the struggle of many Nigerians and that they are facing at the moment, such as rising of living costs and, you know, searching for meaningful employment. Understand? So if the president could come out and say this to Nigerians, it means, can't we say, shouldn't we give him that, you know, that's a level playing ground, like, okay, let's see where the journey is going to?
No, you know, action should be louder than voice. You understand? At this prevailing situation, at this critical moment, you understand, begging Nigerians will not solve the problems.
It's just 1 year?
1 year is not just in a term of 4 years. We are more than a year now. So it's not just, you understand? And for how long do you expect Nigerians to go through all this hell? You understand? I said it earlier, people have been crying. You understand? I think this is the first kind of situation where all Nigerians, irrespective of their status, people are crying. The cost of living is rising. Dollar today is about 1,700. It's very unprecedented. And you know, when you said there's a light at the end of the tunnel, you understand? We expect maybe dollar to be a kind of coming down compared to Naira, you understand? But even at the president issued that speech, the Naira is still being weakened by the dollar. The dollar is 1,700. A lot of things are happening. The price of bag of rice in the market today is more than 100,000. How much is the minimum wage that people have been begging, pleading, doing protests and all that things? You know, like I said, you watch the mood of the nation. People have been protesting on the street in Nigeria. Everywhere is chaos. We need a kind of leadership that will stamp an authority, bring out policies and strategies that will alleviate and cushion this effect of the abolition of a kind of subsidy regime. You know, petroleum is a driver of Nigerian economy. You said you end the subsidy regime. You understand? And that the money you've been paying is subsidy. You understand? It's the money that you said you plot, you sent into the economy. You understand? A kind of you've been giving governors money. You understand, a lot of things, and there's no economy that grows with just giving people stipend. You understand? If you want to grow an economy, look at the outside world. How are they doing? You know, even the US, the UK, the advocate of democracy. You know, we have a template to borrow from. But if you said in the whole world, there's no nation that grows by giving its citizens a kind of stipend or even feeding its citizens. You understand? If the government is so much serious to a kind of cushion the effect of their policy, you understand, there are a lot of places, strategic places where they should have channeled that money, not just be giving.
Where are they?
Look at our industries are maribond. We have.
Which of the industry are you talking about?
Where our textile industries.
But the textile industry.
How much is the unit of power today? How do you expect people to survive in that house?
But the minister of power just said something about the electricity of recent, like some days ago.
What did he say?
That Nigerian can, boast of having 20 hours power supply now.
It's not per se the supply is the problem now, the affordability. You understand? The people that operate like barber shop and all that is, how do you expect them to kind of withstand all this increase of power, this thing? So I think if government are so serious to alleviate the sufferings of Nigeria, you see, there are a lot of things to do. Let them channel the money into the energy, subsidize the energy sector, subsidize a lot of things. But we tend to pretend doing something genuinely. But at the end of the day, 1, 2 poets, they will still come up begging Nigerians that if they give them another chance, you understand, they will right their wrongs.
You're also a politician, sir.
Of course,
and even
yes.
Before this government, because as a former special advisor on media and publicity to the former governor, your boss, your principal was a very powerful, individual in the party till the moment, and you working very close to him. There are a lot of, things that happened during the regime of the PDP that's the current president is still trying to correct. He keeps saying it, that there are a lot of issues. This problem that we're facing today did not start today. Do you believe that?
You see, let me tell you, Nigerians are listening to us.
Yes.
Let us be sincere to ourselves. Forget about any political inclination or political destiny. The reality is that Nigerians politicians, sorry to say that,
you are part of the politicians.
You understand, complaining, criticizing, brainstorming, you understand. We had when Buhari came into power, saying that they are there to right the wrongs of 16 years of PDP. Oh. Where were Nigerians during the PDP? Where are we today? You understand?
Are you saying that we are still in the same place that we were 16 years ago?
See, things are getting worse by the day. Tell me what has changed positively.
Before Buhari or APC government came in power, we know how insecurity was fighting where your region, the northeast. But today, we can say that
in the presidential speech, there was a statement that about 300 terrorists were being killed. You understand? You cannot kill 300 terrorists where this insecurity is not prevailing. You understand? When PDP were in power, I'm not, you understand, speaking for PDP or any other. I'm speaking as Nigeria. Yeah. What I'm saying is, look at it. When Buhari was in power, when PDP were in power, we have only a kind of Boko Haram in the northeastern part of the country. Today, what do we have? The northwest is a kind of hotbed of all sorts of criminalities. Nigerians, more especially the northerners, are peasant farmers, you understand. They are petty traders. Today, you cannot go in between village to village to do trading. You can't. And today, you cannot go to farm, you understand. In some quarters, in some states, in some communities, people paid bandits before they allowed them to do their farming.
Go to their farm.
You understand? So we never had it was so bad than this time around. Let me be very frank to you, and look at what was the price of a bag of rice when PDP were in power. What was the bag of rice when Tinubu took power?
Mr. Dai, I want us to be picking these points one after the other. In the president's speech, there is insecurity, whether it's the president even mentioned it or not. These are things that comprise a nation. We're going to look into the security, the economy, how are the youth doing? Are they doing fine? These are the things we're going to look. But now, okay, fine. Going further, the president mentioned our economy. He said it categorically that he is aware about the challenges facing our economy. We're talking about this. Now, how best could you say this government has done in terms of the economy?
So far so good economic-wise. There's a kind of a lot that needs to be done, and throughout this 1 year, much has not been done. Let me be very frank. If economy is good, you understand, people will not be crying. And purchasing power of ordinary Nigerians is always reducing, you understand. I said it earlier, that what was the cost of a bag of rice when Tinubu took power? What is the cost today? These are the economic indices we are talking about. How much do you buy petroleum per liter when he took power? How much do you buy petroleum today? These are things that are realities. We pay them. We pay them, and if economy is working well, you understand, a lot of things should have changed. You understand, Nigerians should have been, you understand, yearning out. Oh, look at the celebration. People are not
Are
longer
you saying the celebration was not that
It's not that
ceremonial?
like what
and
we have. It's not that ceremonial. Even the government around, they keep very lucky.
No, they just feel, maybe the government feel like it doesn't what we should just do it and let's move
You know,
further. and
it's like if you know you have done much, you come out to celebrate. You understand? When you are celebrating lucky, definitely something bad is happening. That's the reality. We should not run from the reality.
That's your own opinion on that. So you're trying to say that economically, this government has not done well.
You see,
If you are to rate the government, if you are to rate the government over 10 economically, I think it's 16 months now. But despite the fact that the government,
I can give them 6.
Oh, that means the pass mark. They've done their best.
Yeah, I can
because
give them 6.
The current government keeps saying that the policy is going to be a favorable one at the end of time.
But the problem, there are so many leakages in Nigeria.
It has only been there before the president.
So what we are saying, if you want to do something different, when we are campaigning, you understand, people say a lot of things, a lot of milk and honey promises, you understand, to Nigerians, you understand. What Nigerians expect you to do when you assume power is to fulfill those promises, you understand. And today, the same Nigerians are taken to the street. Even during the Independence Day, they were a kind of protest in Lagos, in Abuja. So it was not as strong as the one we experienced.
It's a constitutional right. It's part of our democracy. Everybody is free to.
People
we have the right to do
that. In spite being our rights, you understand. The indication, people protesting, you understand, doesn't mean things are going well. You understand? It's a kind of telling the government that things are not going well. And even the president acknowledged that.
Well, he said it. Yes, like you said, the president said that our economy is undergoing, reforming and retooling to serve us better. So that shows that there is hope in our economy. So, but to close the economy part of this speech, you've said you've already rated, on your own opinion, you've rated the government 6 over 10, which is also,
to be fair to them.
To be fair, it's also a pass mark, it's a good mark. If someone scores 6 over 10, you won't see what kind of result you'll bring. Another thing you want to look is about the youths. I can remember in the last administration, there's something we did a youth confab, like maybe a week. The president mentioned another youth confab of 30 days. That's 1 month. What could you say about that? Do you see it as a positive development or what?
Habitually, Nigerian leaders are informed of organizing a kind of tea confab. People will come and drink tea and go. At the end of the day, the report will be dusted, you understand. The problem is, okay, what are the realities on ground? Doing or holding a confab, definitely Nigerians will come and tell you, even without confab, Nigerians are telling you their problems. Youth are taking over the street, you understand, from August till today. Youth have been protesting.
And that's the reason why the president wants to call the youth. Let's have a dialogue to talk.
You see, having dialogue, you shouldn't have to call a confab. Because
opinion, like, okay, let me use the word opinion, like come from the southeast, from the south, north central.
Fine, we're waiting for the modalities, as he said. They will come up with modalities. It's what maybe define what they're going to do and whether it is a usual drinking tea and snacks.
What do you mean by drinking tea and snacks?
We see how many confab have you noticed Nigeria held since
during your regime, your party, the former president Jonathan Ebele did also a confab. It wasn't a youth confab, in fact. That one was a confab that wanted to review a lot of things about our nation. So if you're talking about confab, your party started confab. Your party started conferences. So now the president of APC is saying that he wants to bring the youth because he believes the youth.
You see, Shitu, let us not deceive ourselves. What we are saying during PDP or during APC, you understand? We need to be very sincere. We need to be very serious the way we address our issues, burning issues like youth unemployment. You understand?
Yes.
The unemployment rate is always rising by the day. You understand? Do you need youths to come to a kind of small gathering to tell you this is our problems, apart from what they have been saying on the street, on the televisions, on the social media? You understand? You know the problems. Go and address them. You understand? A serious government will sit down and look at what people have been saying. What are the problems? When people were protesting during the last August protest, the presidency, you understand, the government come out and said, we have listened to you. You understand? Saying they have listened to the youth, you understand? That means they know what the youth are aspiring for. You understand? I expect the government to come up with a policy that will address those problems that were being raised and mentioned during the last protest. Even during the last 1st October, 2 or 3 days ago, youth were saying the same thing. So you don't need to call for a compact to tell or use to tell you their problems. You understand? Before you address them. And let me tell you, he acknowledged that the youth constitute over 60% of the Nigerian population. You understand? Which is very huge, which is a very influential number. You understand? And you cannot expect those people coming to power, spending 1 year. You want them now to come and tell you their problem. Meaning that when you come into the power, when you have been campaigning, you understand, you doesn't even know the problems that is affecting our youths.
I mean, President calling the youth to come down doesn't means that he doesn't know what's the problem facing the youth.
Let me tell you, the push factor of criminalities and all that is majorly is unemployment.
Yes.
Like, and it's tied down to the economy. You understand? If the economy is working, you understand, so many companies, so many, you understand, government agencies and apparatus will be employing youths into their services. You understand? But today, what we have, because of the harsh economy, people are disengaging instead of engaging. You understand? I think these are things that government should have looked into. You understand? What is the problem? What causes those problems? What are the solutions? You understand? And he doesn't know you have a Minister of Youth. You understand?
Didn't you think the issue of this unemployment among the youths should not only be focused or should not only be done by the federal government? Why can't you also call the private sector?
You know, I told you, maybe you didn't listen well. The problem is tied down to the economy. There's no way private sector will operate effectively to give them avenue to engage our youth without the economy or without a kind of conducive atmosphere. You understand? People are like the power issue mentioned. You understand? Many companies are crying. Many companies are closing.
Why?
Because they are losing.
Why should they be losing when they are doing business? Why should they be losing?
No,
are you trying to say the policy of the government is not...
Watch always in business, there's loss and gain.
Of course.
You understand? So it's not a new thing when the company is saying we are closing because we are losing the atmosphere. It's not conducive for us to operate.
When you say the environment is not, the atmosphere is not conducive,
how do you expect someone to come and invest in the states like Zamfara and other places?
Well, it's not only Zamfara that is in Nigeria. We have other states.
This is what we are saying.
Also an advanced country. They also have their own challenges.
See, there's no nation that doesn't have its own kind of challenges.
No,
you understand? But most of them are surmountable. You have, every nation has its own policies and strategies to surmount its own problems.
Are you saying Nigeria, we don't have our own strategy? After the president keeps saying that policies...
You say keep saying. If the strategies are working, you cannot keep saying. People will be seeing the results. That's what we are saying. These are realities. What are the results? People taken to the street, people crying, people hanging themselves.
The issue of banditry now in the northwest is as reduced to some extent.
Yeah, we cannot deny the fact that one of the kingpin was eliminated recently.
So it's part of it's an evidence that
is it the first time
strategy and principle are also working.
Is this the first time that bandit kingpin is eliminated? What we are saying, those people are crying always. Listen to BBC, listen to all these media houses. People are crying always. We need to go beyond all these things. They have done well, you understand. But I think their effort is not being enough.
You're even being fair by even giving this government, despite the fact that you are not in the same party, saying that...
it's fair to give a kind of fair judgment. Even your enemy, when he
okay.
has done well,
now,
tell him that.
Based on the point question I started with now, before we move away from that, because we cannot just only come and say that government is not doing this, government is not doing that. Fine, we are here to say this is what government is not doing, and we also follow it by it. Let's give solutions. Government, if at all the president or people close to the president are watching us at the moment, whether now or later, what are your advices? The issue of this confab, if you are to be the one, if the president call you as a consultant, come, we want to do this, what will you say to the president? Be fair as a Nigerian.
Shitu, politicians, when even before maybe taking over a kind of a political party flag, you understand, that's emerging as candidate, they have a kind of blueprint.
Sure.
You understand? That blueprint encompasses all the indices of the economy, you understand? All the areas, the security, agriculture, and other things. If at all you come to power very well prepared, you understand, you must have that blueprint. Your party must have that vision and blueprint, you understand? Implement those things that you have been telling Nigerians during the campaign. This is what we are going to do, this is what we are going to do. Do them first to see whether they are working to Nigerians or not, or they are not working. If they are not working, you can change the strategy.
Maybe that's what is happening at the moment.
So what we are
you
saying,
might have a blueprint and you have something that you've designed, and when you get to the point, when you get to the battlefield,
if you agree with me,
things seem to change.
That means the strategy is not working. If
that does not mean that strategy is not working. Things seem to be changed. Anything can be changed at any point.
1 year is enough to change strategy. 1 year is
and that's the reason why the president says he's going to even reshuffle his cabinet. Are you aware about that, sir?
Let's see.
Let me even say, do you think that point is also something that Nigerians should also give the president a kudos by reshuffling his cabinet?
No, when you emerge power, if you know what you're doing and you're well prepared to take that responsibility, we expect you to have people who are going to work with. You understand? And if at the end of the day, the time you have taken to select those people, even during the campaign, during the instruction, all those people that have been appointed, you understand?
Yes.
President doesn't know them just after he won the election. He knew them, you understand? But at the end of the day, you selected those people, you appointed them, you understand?
Yes.
And you came and said you are going to relieve some of them because they are not doing the right thing. That's mean maybe your strategy, your policy, you understand, has failed. Because ordinarily, if you're well prepared, you study people very well, you understand. You bring cabinet that will align with your vision and mission, will implement, help you implement your agenda.
President Bola Ahmed Tinubu have been on this mission of president, not 2023.
Not today.
The project did not start 2023.
Since from ASEAN.
So if you're saying that you should even have a blueprint or this, means that, are you saying that the president does not know exactly what he's supposed to, when he's supposed to strike?
Like I said always, these things we're discussing about, you understand, they are realities. If Tinubu would be aspiring to be president of Nigeria, since the days of ASEAN, since the day after he finished his second term as a governor in Lagos State, you understand? Like people are saying Lagos is not Nigeria, you understand? And he eventually emerged and succeeded to be a president, you understand, in 2023. From the day he finished his tenure as a governor to the day he assumed
office as a president.
It's a long time that will allow him to further study
things are, like you rightly said, things are changing every day.
You see,
then till that moment, do you know how many presidents we have? A lot of policies and a lot of government
you are an interesting party watching, you understand, because you want to prefer to come to that and do a different thing these people have been doing, you understand? And
that is what he's doing, because he said the day he was sworn in, he said no more subsidy. Did you think is one of the things strategy and one of his plan that no more subsidy again?
See, if you say no more subsidy, even a layman knows that governments are paying subsidy. Even after ending the officially ending the subsidy regime, The major determinants of this oil price are forex and other things.
Yes.
What was the value of naira to dollar when President made that announcement? You understand? What is the present value? And what was the value of petroleum per liter? As at then, what's the value of petroleum per liter today? So let us be realistic. If you are adopting this policy, make sure that this policy is going to work for Nigeria. What causes all this hardship is the evolution of this subsidy regime. And what we expect that, where we are moving from subsidy regime, you understand,
Yes.
to a kind of a regime that maybe channel the money that's being paid for that subsidy to the economy. You understand, like the security and all that is. And what we always see is giving the governors 5 billion, this and that. You understand? Like I said earlier, there's no economy in the world. You understand? No economy in the world grow by giving people food or a kind of stipend. You understand? This money is too huge. When you invested that money into the economy, you understand? At the end of the day, 1-2 years, you will start seeing the impacts. But Nigeria are not injecting anything into the economy. Let us be very realistic.
Nigeria are not injecting anything.
What are these investments? People are running out from Nigeria. What are we doing to the economy? Nothing. If there's anything government is doing for that economy within 1 year, I believe in the journey of 4 years, today Nigerians should have been feeling the relief, you understand. But things are going from bad to us now. Like I said, what was the value of naira?
Okay, Mr. Dairo, now, in what way could you best describe the president's speech generally? Let's cap that aspect before we just go. Based on your own opinion.
I don't expect at this moment President Tinubu will come and tell Nigerians all these stories. Let me to be very
Is it a
frank.
story?
It's a story. President giving a kind of national honors.
Did you see hope in that speech?
Where's the hope? Today, if you read in the newspapers, the House of Reps rejected even the honor that was given to the speaker.
A bit from that speech. That is one of the things. There are a lot of things in that speech.
You asked me about the speech.
Okay.
This is part of the speech. We never expect that. What does that have to do with the economy? What does that has to do with the insecurity and other things? This is not what is going to address our problems. Nigerians are crying, people are dying, and you can't say you award a kind of honor to Senate President, Deputy Senate President, Speaker, and the rest. Is it what people are expecting? Let us be very realistic. You are coming out to tell Nigerians this is what I've been doing to cushion the effect of this administration policy and other things. I'm mentioning this doesn't have any effect, whether positive or negative. People don't expect such national honor at this material time. Where's the hope?
So there's no hope in the speech.
I'm asking you.
That's the reason why you are here. I'm asking you. There's no hope.
We're talking about insecurity.
Yes.
Where he said about 300 terrorists were being eliminated. Take the record in the past administration, how many people were killed. And that was not part of the speech throughout the Buhari's administration. They have done well. How many Boko Harams were being killed?
You agree that the immediate past government did well in terms of insecurity?
It's natural. It's natural. When there's insecurity, definitely you see government on the other side doing their own best. It's natural. We can give them that. But
with the caliber of the security administrators we have in this country, most of them are from the north. The NSA, the Chief of Army Staff, and Chief of, it's the Army Staff and the ministers, it's both ministers. When you say, and the government has done justice to that region to curb the insecurity.
I said it earlier. I gave them that credit, more especially as regard to the killing of Halilu Subobu in Zampara. When the president asked the service chiefs and the minister of defense to move to Sokoto after the killing of the Emir of Gobir, you understand?
Yes.
And they went and they killed Subobu and many of the terrorists, which is commendable, you understand? and they need to do more.
Why would they wait for the president command before they could do that? And
You know,
that's the reason why Nigerians still believe that this issue of insecurity. What's your own opinion? Nigerians still believe that the issue of insecurity has a political undertone.
No,
Do you also have the such belief?
When Buhari was campaigning,
Yes.
you understand, him and his lieutenants were saying that they can crush the Boko Haram and that is. It took them throughout their 8 years without substantially dealing with the Boko Haram. 8 years. And Tinubu is here. We had politicians accusing each other of being complicit in the insecurity. And, we cannot discourage our security men in the battlefield. We only need to encourage them. You understand? And they need to do more. And I appreciate
the
how
government or the security, the personnel.
When you say personnel, you are talking about the government. Like what I said earlier, that the president asked the service chiefs and other concerned authorities to move to Sokoto and Zamfara, and they did that. They kind of eliminated Sububu and most of the terrorists that they have done well. And even during the Buhari, we had a kind of various calls for the service chief to move to Borno and all that is. You understand? So a lot needs to be done, and what even caused the more hardship in the north is because people are being prevented from farming, doing petty trading and all that things. And if the government will do more, buckle off and eliminate the bandits in the north central, north west, and Boko Haram in the northeastern part of the country, I think people will conveniently, when people are being engaged during their farmings and others, most of them are not relying on the government. But when they have nothing to do, you cannot go to farm, you cannot do business, you cannot do anything, you understand? We have seen beggars increasing on our streets because they are jobless, doing nothing. I said it earlier, the major push factor to insecurity is people being jobless. Unemployment, and you see most of them are self-employment by doing farming and all that thing. And today they turn to beggars, and you see many of them can be so soft target to criminal, even join criminality and all that things.
Okay, Mr. Kera, the only president and his cabinet are not the only one to make this government and Nigerians. We also have the legislature. How best can you describe the functions, the activities of this, both the upper chamber and the lower chamber?
No, I had the Senate President saying they are not robust terms.
Someone accused them, the popular activists, and I think you say that especially the Senate President is a robust term. He said it. Do you believe?
He says it's not. They are not robust terms.
That's what I'm asking. This man, you know him. He said that, and he cited an example that even Senate President Akpabio always says that whatever the president wants, they would definitely say yes to it. And most of the time, when they are in a session, when some senators are opposing some motions, the Senate President will not even listen to them and will say it's stamped. So with these actions and with this evidence that is mentioned, I, a person, have not seen that. Do you also believe, because you are a politician, you observe all these things going?
What we expect our National Assembly, the composition is comprising of different parties. But usually based on the settings, you find out that those emerge at the leadership, you understand, are from the ruling party who we're running a democratic government where the majority take the day, you understand. So, usually, or rather naturally, you find out that those in the ruling party are the kind of leaders in the National Assembly. And what differentiate between the robust term and not robust term National Assembly is how often they kind of talk to the presidency on behalf of the Nigerians that they are representing.
Is that happening or not?
It's not happening. That's what we are saying. There was so much accusation and all that is. The cases of Abdul Ningi and Ali Ndime from Borno State, where they raised their voice against the leadership of the Senate and the presidency, and they got suspended.
Let me even come in here to also buttress on the point, on the opinions of people that say the National Assembly seems not to know what the main purpose of why they are there. The issue of these, I'm just trying to, we're just going to discuss that very little. Issue of this popular and social media activist, Very Dark Man and Bob Briskill. Do you think it's something the National Assembly should intervene?
Naturally, they should, but looking at the situation on ground, you understand, the problems in Nigeria.
The burning issues.
Burning issues that are more important
Concerning.
than all this, more concerning, you understand. So people take them very unserious, though it has to do with national security. Someone being in the prison and say he bribed even the EFCC, you understand. It's a call for concern, actually. But there are so many things that should have attracted the attention of the National Assembly more than this thing.
Someone even said the government should have set a panel, not even like
that's what I'm saying.
Number of panels like go and investigate.
Looking at the problems at hand, you understand. This one is very minor thing that a kind of committee should handle, and other things, you understand, without doing a public hearing, and all sort of time-consuming, time-wasting, and teacup sipping. You understand. So let me be very frank that okay. If the National Assembly are much serious on the flight of Nigerians, there are so many issues. Like I mentioned, the cases of this Ali Undumi and Abdul Dengi, they raised some issues, you understand, they got suspended. We are in a democracy, you understand. These people that is suspended, they are representing their different constituencies. They are the voices of their own constituencies. And you kind of prevented them to take the messages of their constituents to the National Assembly. These are certain things that should be allowed. The advocate of democracy, you understand, the Western wall and other things, we've been seeing how they are doing their own democracy. They allow people to talk, say their own view and other things, and the issues that have concern their constituents and the national development. Not in Nigeria. Once ever you raise your voice against the sitting government, they will visit you with a lot of things, to some extent even a suspension, which is very much unfortunate. And like I said, a 64-year country should have grown up beyond all those shenanigans and all that.
Exactly. Yes. Well, lastly, because I would just want you to touch a little bit about general politics and maybe particularly your party, and because now we've been discussing about APC and president's speech, APC government, their policies, how it has affected the masses and generally. Because our main topic is to look into the president's speech. In just 2 minutes, give overall of your opinion, your own personal opinion on the speech, just generally.
Actually, in general sense, you understand, I watched that speech, like I said, I never expected President to tell Nigerians their stories, because they are stories. Like I said, generally, I least expect Mr. President to say all these things, because these things that he has said are not in, you understand, kind of aligned with the problems of Nigerians, yearnings and aspirations of Nigerians, problems on the ground, you understand. We expect President to say things that, you understand, will give hope. Renewed hope, like they said to Nigerians.
There is no hope in his speech.
See, there are a lot of things that they are
even despite the fact he was like, there's a word he keeps using, word of hope, because aside, let's be political.
Hope, you should have given people hope, even without telling them, they will have that hope. People will die, people will survive hunger, and they cannot survive being hopeless, you understand? They can survive hunger, they cannot survive being hopeless. Because if you are hopeless, you don't even have hope that you can get food tomorrow. But hunger, once you see food, you eat and you quench your hunger.
So, in a summary, the speech of the President of Federal Republic of Nigeria during the 64th anniversary, according to the former special advisor to former governor of Gombe State, Mr. Dahiru Asankira, says the speech is hopeless. Well, like I said earlier before we started this program, that's a lot of mixed reactions on the speech that the Mr. President gave yesterday. Well, it has. It will definitely happen. So, people will have different perspectives, different views on what someone says. So, and thank you on giving us your sincere analysis on the Mr. President messages to Nigeria at 64. Before we round up this program, we have a few minutes to go. Let's come back to your own party politics. A lot of things are happening. One of it is your actor in your party, a person of the current minister of FCT, has been doing a lot of things. And I find it even, I read it last time, that even the acting chairman of your party says that people are accusing him of being bought by Wike faction. He said, allegedly, that the anti-Wike should also come and buy him till he's ready. How do you see that statement?
It's very unfortunate, and like you said, there's no party that doesn't have its own pockets of problems. You understand? How you resolve the problem is what concern your party
management.
You understand? And we are in governance now. You understand? Not in election year. So I think we should not put more of our energy on party politics and all that things. PDP are just doing their, and they just finished their own congresses from the ward, local government to the state. Okay. And in most of the state, the process was very successful, peaceful. And on the issue of Wike, you understand, we are running a democratic party where we have rules and of engagements, you understand. I know at the right time the party will take the decision, and party is so bigger than those names you mentioned. The Demagun, the Wike, you understand, all of them.
But it seems these people are bigger than the party, especially the minister of FCT.
Take my words. No,
which you also know, unless we want to shy away from the truth, because for the former governor, the current minister of FCT, fighting a sitting governor of a state, because he believes that, yes, he is told according to him. And last week we read it on news that even the current governor is saying that people that want to contest for local government chairman and councillor should go and contest under another party.
Let me tell you.
And you saying that the party is bigger than this name?
Let me tell you. We are running a kind of a democratic system. You understand?
Okay.
Where a kind of carrot and stick approach. PDP are very strategic. Time will come where they will deal with all these issues we've been mentioning. And it's not only limited to PDP. Even the APC, we have been seeing the fight between the godfather and the godson has been in existence in Nigerian politics. We have a lot of historic scenes that we can give testimony that happened, even within the ruling party, even in the present APC. It's natural, it's normal in our politics. Each and every household has its own clear challenges and other things. How you resolve those challenges, you understand, is the most important thing. And I believe, like I told you, that a time will come where all these issues will be resolved. Like I said, I stand my ground that the party is bigger than all these people you mentioned. None of them is a founding father of the PDP.
None of them.
None of them, I'm telling you. They made PDP as a party, and PDP gave them...
There was even a video that was going viral that I saw. I don't know, maybe you also came across the video. The former spokesperson to former PDP and candidate, Alhaji Atiku Abubakar, that's the man Shubomi. He went to Fayoshe, was begging Fayoshe. I don't know, maybe you've seen the video, was begging Fayoshe in language that they should not destroy this party. And that shows that there's a lot of things happening in your party.
If there are a lot of things happening, definitely there are a lot of things happening to resolve those problems. Begging someone, you understand, to put his house in order is not a crime. More especially,
of course, not a crime.
No, more especially in politics. You understand? Continual fighting is what causes maybe a kind of situation where there will be a kind of no end in sight to those problems. But people making efforts to make sure that those problems are being resolved amicably, I think they are making efforts. And like I said, these problems will be resolved at the right time.
So in a nutshell, the party is bigger than all these names, these actors.
The party,
well,
the party is supreme. With or without,
of course, it should be supreme. The party should be supreme. But in the sense of PDP that we're seeing today, I am saying, to me, I'm not seeing in that way.
You and I lack power to force PDP
but,
to take
but
decisions.
It's a power play, actually. Politics is defined as a power play. So lastly, before we go, it's still on politics and it's still on your party. Edo State just did their election, and we saw what played out. And which also, let me go back to what I said earlier, shows that your house is not in order. For a sitting government from a party, and it has been defeated again. It was defeated in the states. And you say everything is fine, Mr. Kira?
This is not the first time where a sitting government is being defeated in a state.
Of course, it's not the first time.
You understand, and it didn't happen to PDP only. You understand, and we cannot justify what has transpired happened in the Edo election. We had a lot of things. You understand. We had a lot of outcries and other things, allegations, you understand, and that will be resolved within the tribunal, Court of Appeal to even Supreme Court, if that case will survive to Supreme Court. But what we are saying, those people that participated in that election, you understand, they have a lot of allegations that the election or rather the result pronounced was not what has transpired during the election. There was irregularities and all that, you understand. And
that is from the high neck. It's not. We're talking about your party, because for your party, for your house to be in order, all this one, it has always been there. Even in other states.
When the court at the end of the day says APC won.
Why should it be the court that will be deciding our?
Why do we have court? Because
yes, we have court, but court is not there only for politics.
If I feel very,
court is there for crime and some other things.
Politics also.
Yes, but you just said
this is where everybody will run to when it's being cheated. You understand? You cannot take gun and other things to fight APC because you allege
our democracy is not going to be healthy if courts will be deciding who is going to be the governor, who is going to be senator or whatever.
In Nigeria, we all know these things. There's most of our elections ended in the court.
It shouldn't be like that.
And it's constitutional. You understand? Taking someone to court is constitutional.
Of course,
right?
it is constitutional.
So when someone is exercising his right, if that cannot be obtained during the ballots, you understand, and you feel you've been cheated, you understand, the court is there for you to listen to you. And if genuinely court knows that you are being cheated, I think they will give you back your victory. So on Edo election, we cannot categorically say this is what has happened until the pronouncement or the judgment by the court and the acceptance, you understand, of such judgments by the key players, the actors, those participating in the election. They were on the ground. They contested that election. They said a lot of things that we that were not been there, you understand, doesn't know. And at the end of the day, they said they have a lot of things to present to the court.
Okay,
the court is convinced the election is not won by
we are already saying goodbye to the program. And we really appreciate your coming down to our studio. You're part of our memories here in our studio in Politics and Business Television in Abuja and live at Inside Politics with Shito. We really appreciate your knowledge, your contributions, your information, and thank you very much. Thank you, viewers. We are already drawing the curtain for today's event, today's programs, and I hope and believe that you really enjoyed our discussion with the former advisor, special advisor to a former governor of Gombe State. He's a politician. He's also a media guru in our space. Thank you very much. See you tomorrow in the next edition. God bless you. Good night. I remain your boy Shitu Olaiton on Politics and Business TV. Thank you very much. Good night.